In the last few videos that I've done, I've given you three different ways of controlling light that comes into your camera by use of the aperture, the shutter speed, and the ISO. In the last video, I talked about balancing these by watching the scale at the bottom of your viewfinder and making sure that you center that point along this scale. I felt that left you hanging a little bit, so let me give you three examples in this video that show you how that works. I'm going to assume that you first used the auto setting on your camera to put your exposure in balance, and that this auto setting is not getting you what you want. If you want to stop action, using this diagram, you need to move your shutter speed up or faster as shown on the left. To balance your exposure, you also need to move your aperture up on the right side towards the red circle, making your f-stop smaller to let in more light. Additionally, you can also move your ISO to the right, making your camera more sensitive to the light if needed. If you want a greater depth of field than what your auto setting is giving you, you need to move your aperture down on the right side of this triangle. To maintain exposure balance, you will need to move your shutter speed down on the left side or increase your ISO as shown at the bottom. If you're going to make an enlargement or you're shooting in low light, and your auto setting gives you too high an ISO which enhances grain, you move your ISO to the left at the bottom of the diagram. This reduces the amount of light, and you balance that with slowing your shutter speed, perhaps requiring the need for a tripod, or decreasing your f-stop to allow for more light and a good exposure. Once you master these three elements, and how they work together to give you the results that you're looking for, you're going to be much more pleased with the photos that you're taking. My tip for today is pick one of those and experiment with it. Try shooting stop action, or try shooting very small or very large depth of field, and just stick with that one for a day or two or a week even, and learn how your camera responds. This will ingrain those movements into you as to how you adjust your camera so that you can do it more quickly when the need arises.